Hello there, Virgo. How are you today? This is your daily check-in read. So let's get started with a couple of spirit cards here. We've got Drum, Dream, and Journey. Okay, something to focus on today, Dream and Journey. Next, take time to reflect. Oh, that's always good, right? To just sit back and sit in the quiet space that you're in and really just enjoy what's around you. Animal guardian, trust your instincts. All right, so here we go. Let's get started with your tarot cards. See what's going on today, what you may need to focus on, any kind of messages that you need to know about. Let's get started here, Virgo. Okay. Bottom of the deck here, we've got Four of Cups. Okay, so there's a little bit of a, kind of like an apathy that's going on, kind of bored a little bit, or maybe you've even, you've had it kind of tough recently, and so you may have, with this Four of Cups, you may have just kind of closed off your heart a little bit to things, to people, and just kind of trying to nurture yourself, really. I have a lot of Virgo friends, and oftentimes whenever they are not doing well, if they're going through a challenge, a lot of them will close off their hearts and just kind of go off on their own and just need time to heal. But overall, let's look at your energy here. It looks like you've got some decision making to really focus on today, and of course, that speaks to taking time to reflect. Don't rush into decisions, because here this is showing me that this is something that's weighing very heavily on you, this decision that you've got to make, whether it's to progress forward in your life, move forward. And I know that I've done several readings, love readings for you, and you're going through some challenges there. But I think that part of the heaviness of this decision that you've got to make is the fact that you don't know if it's the right decision to move forward. The other thing is I think that there's a part of you, if you're not about taking a step forward, like releasing yourself from a current relationship, I think that this could also possibly mean that you want to take the current relationship, fix it, and elevate it to another level, right? You're trying to assess to see if this is worth it, right? If it's worth it for you. Subconsciously, this is something that's really been weighing heavily on you, something that's keeping you up at night and causing a lot of anxiety, worry, and fear. Outwardly, you're showing everybody that you're ready to start something new, like as though everything that's gone on in your current life, you're not really letting it bother you. You're ready to make a new start. So if you've had a recent breakup or divorce or something like that, there's some part of you that is outwardly showing to everyone that it hasn't hurt you and that you're ready to move forward, that nothing from the past has really affected you enough to where you're here. Subconsciously, this is what's going on here. This is you at night when no one is looking, right? When no one is looking, you're really stressed out over this current decision and what's going on in your current life here. What this is telling me is that, you have given so much of yourself in your current world and everything that's going around you, whether it's work, whether it's friendship, your marriage, your relationship. You're the type of person that's really poured a lot of love and affection into whatever it is that you focused on. You really come at it with a certain level of passion and heart. And sometimes what happens in this situation is that you give too much to the point where there's no balance in the situation and you end up depleting yourself. So this, again, like I said, it speaks to this time of reflection, because universe is telling you here that it's time for you to really focus on yourself, right? Because you're here at night and you're really stressing out over everything else that's going on in your life, and you're depleted because you are the Queen of Cups. You are coming at this from a heart-based position, and you've given so much of yourself that you don't know. It's almost like you've lost yourself, right? So here what I see in the future is that you, in the immediate future, you're going to really continue to stress over what has been lost. You feel as though your life is kind of currently a mess. How are you going to clean things up? How are you going to move forward? How are you going to get to your castle? The thing here, Virgo, the message here is that you need to just change your perspective, because you still have the Two Cups here that haven't spilled. Yes, these have spilled, and there's a mess in your life, right? That has been created, whether you created it or the other person, but definitely you're focused on what has been lost rather than what you continue to have. So it's all about gratitude. Right? So it's turning around, looking at what you have here, the Two of Cups, and paying gratitude, showing gratitude to what you have, picking up these cups and moving forward. So you're having to really reflect on everything, just like this card says. You're using your intuition to really make decisions in your life. You're having to really dig deep and use a lot of introspection, fortitude. Everything that's happened in your life currently has really tested you, has tested your might, has tested your perseverance. And the card of the High Priestess is also a mystery card, right? There's still secrets here that you want uncovered. You have the answers. This is what this card also says, is that you have all the answers within you. You don't need to search outwardly. You do need to take time to reflect and to rest, right? Because you've spent too many countless nights worrying, countless days worrying about your current situation that you do. The universe is telling you you need to take time to reflect. I wouldn't be surprised if you didn't get the Four of Swords, which is about resting, recovery, and finding peace. So, but definitely you have everything within you. Trust your intuition that you can move forward from this despair, this feeling of loss, this feeling of grief. This is overwhelming grief because, you like your world to be in order, Virgo, and now it's in disarray and you don't know how to pick up the pieces. Yeah, so what's happening is that there's a part of you that feels as though you don't know how to trust the people around you because you're kind of sitting back and you're starting to realize everything is not as it seems. However you constructed your world or your impression of the world, you're coming to realize that things aren't as they seem, and there's a part of you that's really fearful of trusting others, right? Because you feel as though they've let you down, that there's been lying, cheating, stealing, right, trickery, and that's how you feel your world is right now, that you don't know who to trust. You've kind of lost your faith in the people around you. What we have here is that things are going to change for you and for the better. Everything's going to look up for you here, Virgo. You just have to, take the time to really heal and find that time of introspection. Everything is going to change and it's going to work in your favor. Once you get over this grief, once you turn around and pick up those 2 cups, Virgo, everything is going to be smooth sailing. You're going to head off in the trajectory that's meant for you. This is divinely guided. You've got, look at this. Now, if you're in a situation here where you've broken up with someone, or you've had a divorce, or you're kind of in a separation, no contact situation, look at what you have here. You have a lot of love that's coming your way. This is your outcome. So whatever it is that you choose to happen in your current love life situation, for example, this is what's coming forward, right? This is about commitment. Heavy commitment, more than just seeing eye to eye like the 2 of Cups. This is major commitment. This is you realizing that you are connecting with somebody, that you are synchronous with someone, you have the same values. Now, this can also mean a deep friendship, right? It doesn't always have to be a lover. This could be about you connecting with a friend, right? So a family member, somebody, that, when you see the Lover's card, it's not always lover as in like a sexual relationship or an intimate relationship. It could be a friendship, a deep friendship, somebody in your family that you really connect with. This is about commitment. This can even be a business partner, right? Starting a business with someone. Or this can even be something that you're committing to. So like work or your studies, something that you are really finding a lot of passion for, and it's coming from your heart, and it's really moving you emotionally. So that's a really powerful card. In the bottom of the deck earlier, like I said, is the 4 of Cups, because there's a part of you, because you have lost faith in humanity, you've lost faith in your world, you've closed your heart off and you don't want to receive any love, but with that 4 of Cups, but know that it's coming. It's coming your way, whether you like it or not. Once you go through this change, right, you're going to end up with such a loving relationship here. But first, how are you going to get here? Well, you got to show some gratitude, right? You can't focus on that spilled milk or spilled wine in this case. You can't focus on what you've lost. You can only turn around and pick up the pieces here, what you do currently have, make with it, you make do with what you have here, and then you move forward and you just get on this Wheel of Fortune and head towards your outcome here. So let's go ahead and clarify here a few cards. Let's clarify the 9 of Swords. What is that about? Yeah, so you are really stressing over a recent union, right, with someone. And that union has probably been broken. Maybe a trust has been broken. And so that is part of the reason why you feel as though everyone around you is lying, because you put this person, you see, if you look at this picture, this person is feeling equal, right? That they're exchanging wine cups, they're exchanging things. And so there's a part of you that kind of felt like, wow, I really have a deep connection with this person, especially if it's this lover situation. I have a deep connection with this person, but they failed me, right? Something in our relationship broke, right? Either I caused it or the other person caused it or we both caused it, but this is no longer the union that you had. And so that is really stressing you out, really very upsetting to you. bottom of the deck here, yeah, the moon. And that has to do with the fact that, you know, again, this is your subconscious. This is what you're not showing the world. This is what you're hiding. There's still a part of you that wants to uncover all of your emotions, all of your feelings. And that's where the moon card steps in, because you're going through a lot and you don't necessarily want to show everybody that it's affecting you, but it is. That decided to fly out because it wants to be heard. Yeah, so what's happening here? Two things can be going on here. You... The Three of Cups can go back and refer to a third-party situation, person, place, or thing. So it could be work that took up the time that destroyed the relationship or broke this bond. It could be another person. It could be family, children, work, right? So that's what's happening. You're being reminded here that there was this third-party situation that kind of came along here that really destroyed this union, this bond. This can also mean friendship, right? So in your subconscious, there's a part of you that's longing to be with your friends, to be surrounded by celebration, by friendship. But of course, what's hurting you here is that you have lost trust in the people around you, almost like lost faith in people. So let's go ahead and clarify the Seven of Swords here. Ace of Pentacles. So this is about starting something new, right? Accepting a new beginning. Once you get over this situation here, the Five of Cups and the Seven of Swords, and you've learned that you need to start thinking about things in a different way, seeing things from a different perspective. That's what the Seven of Swords can also mean, is not just trickery, lies, cheating, but it can be about strategizing. It can be about looking at things from a different perspective. And look what happens here. If you start to look at things from a different perspective, look what comes up. You've got the Ace of Pentacles, which is all about starting something new. You are being offered by the universe this opportunity to start something new, start something beautiful, start something new, right? So change your strategy, change your way of looking at things so that you can accept this glorious thing that's being presented to you by the universe, right? So again, it's about gratitude. It's about changing your perspective about things so that you can accept all of the abundance that is coming your way. I want to clarify the Lover's card here. Let's talk about your outcome. So of course, the Lovers, like I said, that's a very positive card because it's about union, it's about commitment, heavy commitment. Yeah. So there's somebody that's coming forward that is going to speak the honest truth that you like, right, Virgo? A straight shooter that's going to be able to really see things for what they are, cut things out that don't necessarily benefit you. There's someone here that's stepping forward that's going to help you kind of fix things. And they may be a little bit harsh and turn around and tell you, look, enough is enough. Stop dwelling on what you've lost. Turn around and look at what you have. This is a straight shooter, someone that's going to just kind of say it as it is, and they're going to help you. And this might even be the person that you connect with here, the lover. But somebody's definitely stepping forward to tell you, look, enough is enough. Change your attitude. Pick up these two cups and go your merry way, because you're wasting your own time. You're keeping yourself from this new beginning. Right now, you're faking it. You're faking it on the outside and showing everybody that you're ready to start something new, but really you're still in deep hurt, deep worry. The Hierophant, yeah. This is someone that is going to give structure in your life, and you like the rules, you like structure in your life, and because you're feeling as though your life is currently a mess, this person here is going to come forward and allow you to recover that structure, the traditions that you have, your beliefs. This is about wisdom, right? This is also about you learning from everything that's happened to you, all of the hurt, all of the pain, all of the loss you've experienced. This is you also gaining the wisdom that you need to move forward, to grow from this, to create something beautiful for yourself. Look at that, the World card. This tells me that once you get over this situation, this hurt, this doubt of others, this worry and this anxiety here, this tells me here, Virgo, that you are completing your journey, and look where it's headed. Look where it's headed, towards the Fool, right? So your cycle is ending. This despair is ending, but you know what you need to do. You need to show gratitude. You need to change your perspective. You'll gain wisdom. Someone's going to check you on it because you have no choice, because somebody loves you enough to turn around and tell you, knock it off because you're wasting your life, your time. This is the type of person that'll tell you that you've got spinach in your teeth, or will tell you that your choice of clothing is not up to par. This, like you look silly. This is a straight shooter, so they may come off as really harsh, but they actually come from a good place. They just don't know how to say it in a softer way. This may be somebody that's very sharp-tongued, right? So somebody very critical, but definitely look at what you've got here in this cycle. You've got the World card so that you're ready to make that leap, that jump. Look at that. Four of Pentacles, you are still holding on to your values, really tightly, right? And so you're going to need to see things from a different perspective. I'm not saying throw out your values, right? Throw out your way of thinking. It's just that I'm saying you need to be a little bit flexible, right? There's nothing wrong with having values. I'm just saying that if you're too set in your ways and holding on too tight and covering up your heart, you can't move forward. The other thing this tells me is that stability is coming your way, right? Capricorn, Virgo, and Taurus, you guys are all about stability because those are the earth signs. So you guys are all about stability. You're going to get that along the way. You know what you need to do, right? Show some gratitude, change your attitude, right? And you'll be able to make the decisions that you need so you can step forward. Continue to pour love in your relationships and in your world. Allow yourself the time to heal. You have someone that's coming forward that's going to really make sense out of everything, and you're going to be inspired to love again and trust others again. And definitely look out for the person that's going to tell you exactly what you need to do, right? That's going to be directly and very honest with you. Look at that Strength card, which tells me that this is really something. What did I say earlier here about fortitude? I talked to you about fortitude earlier, and that everything that you're going through here is really requiring you and testing your fortitude, which is, again, the Strength card, right? So it's a big circle, and I'm glad that that popped up for you because that was what I was talking about here. So let's see if there's any other messages. You know what? Let's do the angel cards. Let's see if there's any angel cards here that need to kind of send you a message. Okay, Virgo, I know this is kind of running long, and this was just a daily check-in, but we're going to do this anyways. Remain positive. Yeah, remain positive. Change your perspective about things. Look for a sign, right? Because there's signs, synchronicities, things like that that tell you what you need to do. Ask for help from others. This is where this person's going to come in and tell you to knock it off and change your perspective. Bottom of the deck, let go. Let go of what it is that's keeping you awake at night. What has broken your heart, let it go so that you can make the change. You need to give gratitude, right? Change your attitude, let it go, and look at what you've got. You've got the end of this journey, wisdom, and the start of something new. Okay, Virgo, thank you so much for being here. I hope you're having a great day. I'll talk to you soon. I love you. Bye-bye.